Hey, 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 what up? So, interesting times we live in today. And I wanted to jump on here and just kind of share some of my thoughts and some of, what I'm doing right now and why. I think there's, Amy and I have been talking about, this massive shift that's been going on spiritually and, in the universe. And that's why we came up with last year the project that we're currently working on called The Great Calling, which is all about discovering your true calling and finally going after it, helping people discover what that is, and helping them implement strategies and systems and businesses around their purpose and their passion, their calling, and what's going to light them on fire. Because what the world needs more of right now is people on fire, lit up, passionate about serving humanity and what their unique talents and skills are. And so, how many people do you think were pretty confident about their jobs, 2 months ago, a month and a half ago? Probably quite a few. Let me see if this chat here is working. One second. So this is a live video. This is not recorded. It's 11:30 Eastern on March 31st, the last day of March. Kids are already done with their schoolwork, outside playing, so all is well in the world. In our world here, in our little bubble inside of Entrepreneurville, I'm really grateful for the position I'm in life right now with the ability and the skill set that I've developed over the years, the ability to create something from thin air. And I think, that's part of what I can help with and what I can share and help others kind of figure out, with their own lives. Because, shit is scary, right? You think that you have things figured out. You think that everything is secure, your job's secure, what you're doing is secure. And every single one of us, entrepreneurs included, are affected right now by outside forces that you could not have possibly predicted. Are you hearing what I'm saying here? Let me go on and see if this chat is working, because it doesn't appear to be. It's the first time I'm using this service. It's called Restream, as a recommendation from my buddy Chris Luck with Alphapreneur. It's actually somebody you should definitely be following. One second. Not there. Yeah, weird. I don't see the chat in the window I'm looking at. But anyhow, that's not working. Let me see. Anyhow, we'll figure that part out later. But my message is that, now is such an incredible opportunity. Now is the time to take this and make it positive and design your life exactly the way that you want. Because I fear that there's far too many people in the world miserable with what they're doing in their lives. And they know that there's this nagging urge, this universal push that you just can't get away from. You know what it is, and it scares the hell out of you, right? You get these inspirations from the universe. And how many times have you ever had an idea that you thought, oh, that would be such a cool business, or that would be a cool product or a cool thing? And then you come across somebody else doing it, or you discover that someone else had the same idea. Why do you think that is? I'll tell you what it is. It's because we're all part of the same collective consciousness. And when you have this idea, if it lands on you, if you're fortunate enough for it to land on you, that's the universe's way of confirming that you are in fact worthy of this idea and that you have the opportunity to do something with it. And if you don't, it's simply going to find another person to bring it to life, right? For it to manifest itself into reality through us. So if you have this thing that's been nagging at you, you know what it is. There's a way that you know that you can serve humanity, that you can help people. And if you're not doing it, it's just going to make you miserable. There's this idea, a really great book called Emergence by Derek Rydell. And in it, he talks about, what is within you. If you allow it to emerge, it will set you free. If you do not, it will destroy you. I absolutely love that. I don't think I stated it quite the way it was written or the way that he said it, but you get the gist of it. We have this thing inside of us, and if we don't get it out, you've seen this, You see it in people, wasted potential. It literally will destroy you. It will make you miserable. It will make you unhappy. You can make money and you can do a lot of things to appear to have success. But this doesn't mean that you're fulfilled. It doesn't mean that you're happy. And it doesn't mean that you are on path. Okay. Right now, what is unfolding in front of us is a spiritual awakening. Okay. You see the result of these things. And, whether you believe that this virus is as bad as it is, or you believe there's some conspiracy behind it, it doesn't matter what we believe. There's only one truth. And so we have decisions to make every single day. Every day that you wake up, you have that opportunity to make a new decision. And it is thoroughly up to you. You can sit on Facebook and scroll and buy into the fear and the hype and people's response and expectations and letdowns and interpretations of what's going on. But the only one that matters is yours. Right? If you live and by what everyone else is telling you, what the media is saying, all it's going to do is cause doubt and uncertainty. And the one thing that every single one of us are trying to find right now is certainty. You may have heard that our actions are designed in one of two ways. We are either always constantly seeking to avoid pain or seek pleasure. This is bullshit, and it is not true. It may seem that way, because on the surface, it may look like that's what we're doing. But if that were true, we wouldn't constantly engage in behavior that we know is hurting us. It's a lot easier to stick to our known ways, and even though that may be self-limiting, that might be hurting us, than to venture into the unknown. So that fear is the opposite of certainty, right? That uncertainty is what causes us to stay stuck. That uncertainty and that fear of the unknown is what keeps us in our same loops day in and day out, because it's what we know. And we would rather stick to what we know because we can make sense of it and it gives us certainty, right? At least if you were, engaging in these things that are numbing, that are distracting, that are a delusion and a diversion from what you're supposed to do and what you really want to do, what your true calling is, that's certainty. And that brings us comfort. And if you look at every single post on Facebook right now that has anything to do with the coronavirus, it is everyone's interpretation and an attempt to bring certainty to their life. Because what we have is obviously massively uncertain. None of us can be 100% certain of any fucking thing that we read online or see from the news, right? Obviously, their job is to sensationalize things. We know this. Why are we so shocked that the headlines are so dramatic and hyperbolous, right? That's their job. That's what they do. They thrive on eyeballs and viewers. And so, what you have in front of you right now is an opportunity, right? We're all home. We all, whether we like it or not, whether we, want to fight it or not. And trust me, I am a rebel by nature. I am full on triggered all the time by what's going on. The government telling me stay home. I'm like, fuck that, I ain't staying home. I'm going to go for a walk. I'm going to do anything to fight and resist, right? That's just my nature. And so it's a challenge for all of us, but we also have the opportunity to turn this into a positive and figure out what it is that we truly want, because our entire world has been shaken up. What we thought we knew 2 months ago is not what we know right now. None of us could have predicted this, except for those, of course, that were at Event 201 back in October in New York. They knew this was coming. You can look it up. Event 201. It's a thing that happened. Was put on by Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation in conjunction with Johns Hopkins. This happened. They prepared for this. Okay, this was a drill that they prepared for. They knew it was happening. We did not know it was happening. We did not know it was coming. We could not have prepared for this well enough. And here we are. And so what are we going to do? We can't allow ourselves to be victims. We can't allow ourselves to give into that fear and that pressure and what everybody else is saying. You have got to stand strong and firm on one thing, and that is your own truth. Okay, so there's this nudge, there's this nudge from the universe. It is God's way of telling you, this is your path. These are the things that you should be doing. And what I would like to do, to be able to do for you, is to help you bring that to fruition. Okay, and so if you know what I'm talking about, if this is resonating because you're like, yes, thank you, finally. allow me to help you. Allow anyone to help you. If you can find someone that can help you bring this to fruition, please do so. And if that can be me, great. I would be very thrilled to be able to do that for you, to help your future customers, the people that you're going to serve with your mission and your purpose in life. So send me a message on Messenger, leave me a comment below, whatever you want to do. But what I'm wanting to do is a 2-week live workshop. So currently what I've been doing since I've stepped away from every single business that I've created over the last 3 or 4 years, all of that is shut down. And I decided that, I'm going to use my skill set for the time being. I am working on another project that I haven't really told anybody about, but it is the next big thing that I'm doing. And it's still a combination of all the work that I've put in over the last 4 or 5 years. But in the meantime, what I've been doing is building sales funnels, building webinars, building offers to be sold on a webinar, because I think it's one of the ways that you can have an immediate impact. You can generate a lot of revenue. You can generate a lot of leads for your business, and you can build a business without a lot of the things that you typically think you might need, which is a full-on website and all these social media properties, and to be doing all these things. You really don't need any of that. Okay. And that's not for everyone, because it's expensive. If I have to do all the work, it's very time consuming. I can do it faster than a lot of people because it's just what I've been doing for so long. As far as writing sales copy, figuring out whatever the hook is for your product, writing the presentation itself, building out the PowerPoint, setting up the webinars, building the sales funnels for these things, connecting everything, making it all work, making sure that you actually have a business that you can go forward with, starting with this one particular product. And so that's very time consuming, and therefore for me, it can be very expensive. So my packages typically start at $4,000, and that's with me doing none of the work and simply giving you my training and providing coaching and consulting for you for an entire month. If I have to do the work, if I have to write the copy, build the pages, and write out all the email sequences, which are typically about 11 or 12 emails, that goes from $7,500 and up. And the great part about that is it pays for itself, and usually on the first webinar. So once I build all this stuff, it takes me about a week or two to get all done and hand it back to you. Run a webinar. You will find that you can make a significant amount of income simply by following my process. That's great and all, but sometimes when I talk to people, $7,500 and up is just not within their budget right now, and that's totally understood, right? And so right now, people need it now more than ever. I just looked and I saw an email from somebody who also kind of teaches people how to build courses and kind of get themselves out there and monetize their expertise. And there was a screenshot of the increased searches for online courses on Google, which I thought was really telling. People might be saying, well, people aren't spending money right now. People don't have money. You can't listen to any of these generalizations because they're not founded in anything but fear. It's your own interpretation. It's not true. It never has been. People always have money to spend. It may not be this person or that person, but somebody's got money. So you have to question anything where you start off with, I think, because typically it's not founded in anything. So challenge those type of notions. But with that being said, I do know that there are a lot of people that I've talked to recently that could not afford my services. So I thought what would be great is I can't afford to do the one-on-one because it's too time consuming. What I want to do is a 2-week live group coaching, a live webinar workshop. So I'm literally going to show you step-by-step how to conceptualize your product, how to create a product, a training course, how to turn it into a webinar offer, because a training product or a course is not the same as a webinar offer. Okay, a webinar offer contains your training course, but an offer has a lot more value to it. And I'm going to show you how to package it, how to position it, how to find the people that are going to buy it, and then also how to make it irresistible and put it all into a webinar that you can sell, that you can launch yourself. You can run your own traffic. I'll show you how to do that as well. And, if you can get the conversions to be 15% or higher, you'll be able to shop that around to affiliates who will be glad to help you promote it. And this is something that you can do every single month going forward and build a business around it, starting with this one process. And if you have an existing business, great. This is something that you can add at any time. And then once I teach you this formula, you can add it to any product or any offer that you want to get out and take to the market. So if that makes sense for you, fantastic. I would love to hear from you. Leave me a comment or send me a message in Messenger, and we'll go from there. But I want to make it incredibly affordable, so that, I'm not going to make a ton of money from this, and that's fine. But I will be helping affect a lot of people, bring this, what is within them, and allow it to emerge. Okay. That's part of what Amy and I are doing with The Great Calling. It's what part of my mission is in life, is to help use my entrepreneurial skills for good and to help others do the same. So again, leave me a message, leave me a comment. I wish I could see the comments right now. I cannot. I'm using this platform, so I'll follow up with anyone that's interested. I will leave you with a final thought, and that's, remember that you have a choice every single day on what you're going to do. This is an opportunity, whether you believe so or not. We're all being affected by this. Everyone is being affected by this, save for a handful of the super rich that are out sailing in their yachts right now, away from all of it. Good for them. But for most of us, this is affecting us in some way, shape, or form. And I think it's a great opportunity to rediscover what it is that your purpose is, and to make the decision today to finally go after it. Go after what lights you up. The world doesn't need more people going into work every day miserable, depressed, and numbing themselves with drugs and alcohol and social media and anything else that we use to distract ourselves from our true calling. We need more people lit up. We need more people on fire and infecting everyone else with that. Okay, we want to help people fulfill their purpose, because when you act authentically and you just go forward and go towards that higher path of consciousness, other people are going to see it, and you're going to give permission to others to do the same. So we need more of those. We need more light beacons in the world, people speaking messages of hope and not panic and fear. So anyways, Matt Stefanik here. Thank you so much for watching. Get outside and walk too. That's it for now.